And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Crackle, crackle, motherfuckers. It is The Bonfire. We are on Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm your host, Big J. Oakerson. That's your host, Dan Soder.
We're live.
He's bebopping over there.
And dancing, kind of like a lonely 4-year-old.
I like what you were doing over there.
Oh, really? You like my moves?
Yeah, I mean, it was playful, but like I was like, you can tell he has rhythm, though.
Yeah, thanks.
You're like feeling it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into it.
The Bonfire at SiriusXM.com is our email.
Number's 844. We finally can say the phone number again. 844-266-3399.
That's 844-COMEDY-9 for people who like dialing words on their phone.
Yeah, if you're into the metric system and dialing words on your phone.
Like if you're some sick limey.
Yeah, if you're some gross foreskin wearing asshole that wants your units and your blurgs and...
We are back live. Very exciting.
Hey, what's the last time we did a live show?
I don't know. I know we're sitting here in the room.
Oh, when we did Fuck, Marry, Kill with the hot golfer.
Oh, was that our last live one?
Man, she was so hot.
She was hot, and I'm fucking her, so...
You are? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You guys have been banging now for a while.
I mean...
Because of that game.
In the world of hypothetics, that's what's happening.
Yeah, hypothetically, I'm in the Super Bowl against the Bengals in Madden. So we're both living pretty big lives, hypothetically.
You're killing it, by the way.
I barely eked it out against the Cowboys in my NFC Championship game last night.
You know, yeah?
Where I still scream at the TV.
Is that feeling good? I'll tell you what. I feel okay about football right now.
Well, because
the Philadelphia Eagles just beat the Patriots in an amazing birthday miracle.
It was a great birthday miracle. There, Jacob already has the picture of her brought up.
Oh, he's never gotten rid of it.
Yeah, he has it as his copy and paste.
It's always in a
He just has to hit the V and the fucking control button.
That's always ready to pop up.
She's so hot.
And now, I know we're always here in the fucking remnants of Entertainment Weekly Radio, and I had some kind of weird fucking...
Where are their stories?
Up on the thing. They was just up on the thing. I X'd it out. Is this our phone call line? Is this it? Is this the right one on? Just making sure. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. I guess they're coming up. I just want to make sure here. I look down my nose and see this Entertainment Radio mic flag, and it makes me fucking furious.
It's all right, bro. I don't have one on my mic because I'm kind of an independent person.
I want my respect.
It's funny how they leave the studio and we come in like a divorced couple. Like they leave and they're like, Bonfire, and we're like, Entertainment Weekly.
Hey,
how you been?
You just gonna leave the place shithole like this? That's cool. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Does he at least ask about me? Our radio, son.
What are you doing for the money I give you?
Where is it going? It's not going to headphones.
What childhood?
Jacob's got that. What's her name again? I should probably know her name. I got to yell it out when I'm nailing her.
Debbie Donager.
Debbie Donager. Have you, Jacob, have you knocked one out to her yet?
Be honest, Jacob.
Complete honesty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have? To thoughts, or do you have that sweet, sweet, beautiful fucking yearbook picture up?
Pictures. Never
right
used
in your
pictures.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What
Don't
was
you
the
understand?
scenario?
This is his mental fortitude is what can lift him up to do 65 push-ups.
He has to bury all that stuff down. It's like he can't release.
Get it. Andy wants you to ride all the rides. Get it. Out your mouth.
We saw her doing calisthenics outside. You need a photo after that?
You did?
Where did you
No,
see
I'm saying she was doing
Oh, yeah, she sort
pull-ups
of
right
was.
over there. Yeah.
That's right, she was. She was doing, like, weird body dips or something.
Fantastic.
That would be kind of a pain in the ass to hang out with after,
Oh, hell yeah.
one nut.
I hate all that when you're done fucking a chick who shouldn't be fucking you, and then when she's over, you're like, you know you're hungry, but you don't want to say you're hungry because she's not going to want to eat anything.
Yeah.
And then you're like, so I guess I'm not hungry either.
Yeah.
And then they'll inevitably fall asleep, and you'll be sitting there just hungry.
Or they start talking about something that before you came, you acted interested in.
Wow.
So when you do dips, you dip from behind.
Wow. Oh, you know what? That probably would blast your tries more than the way I do.
Oh, my God. That's probably pretty great. And then after sex, you're like, oh, God, what?
Shut up already.
I get it. Triangle push-ups are hard.
Go fuck some parkour, asshole.
Well, them jumping off the walls and into your puss. I'm trying to grab some Z's, you yapping bitch.
Jesus. When you ran out of clever, that was, you just went for the harsh. You yapping bitch. You want 5 across your face?
I became a 1920s husband. Your yam's open.
A lady knows how to shut her mouth, I say.
I'm going to try to get some sleep. Talk to God.
So much has happened since we've had a live. You did your special, which I went to, which was awesome.
We briefly talked about, but we didn't talk about the thing that I wanted to talk about the most, which is finally you've met my mom.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Was it? I don't know.
Trish was what I was hoping for.
She was. She was everything.
Because, everything I would hope for in your mom.
That's good.
She was like I expected her to be far more docile looking.
Okay.
Than I pictured because, again, me and you, I've never met your mom before. You've met my mom.
Yes.
And I hear the stories of young Trish just going ham in the neighborhood, just fucking swimmer dick
Dude's
and all that
named
crazy
Dennis,
shit.
Joe, bringing him a Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Your mom was swinging heat.
Yeah.
And, but I know now she's like, she's years older than what you're talking about.
Yes.
So it's like a different woman that I was expecting to see, and it was exactly what I was expecting to see. I go, oh, this sweet older lady? It seems like so. And you just have such a different story of,
well, you know
her
what it
coming
is?
out like a fucking camel light hanging out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking wine-stained wrinkles on the sides of her mouth.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. But it's like the beginning of Conan, the Barbarian, where he's an old man and he's like, let me tell you the story of the king. That's what it is, but it's Trish now. And it's like she's sitting in a chair. Let me tell you of the 80s when she dated.
When I walked in, they asked me if I wanted to go. They go, do you want to go sit upstairs with Patricia? I was like, nah, I don't. Not yet. Not yet.
We finally got that camper. Lou found it.
Yeah, the video.
I have the audio.
Yeah, please, dude. That is so awesome. Yeah, I wrote back to him also on Twitter. He reached out, said he was the guy.
Yeah.
It's an AOL interview. So awesome. So awesome that they did this.
It's amazing.
I'm so excited to hear. I haven't heard it yet.
What?
I don't know where to find it.
Oh, dude.
So it's a question. A question and answer with Antonio Banderas on the stage, and this camper comes out of the audience.
He's played a lot of memorable characters with a lot of memorable lines. My favorite being from Desperado during the bar scene. No, not yet. Hi, Bonfire.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What?
Isaac, you're the fucking man. Isaac Rouse.
That is the coolest thing ever.
A.K.A. at JokermanUno on Twitter. I tweeted it out.
That is so cool.
Hey, what's up, Bonfire?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Do we have a drop on that yet? We must, right?
Yeah, we have the not yet. Not yet.
No.
I have the actual music, too.
Lou goes deep.
Deep cuts, Lou.
Lou is wearing our Bonfire dish rags.
Merkface Andy's, I guess, got a meeting with Blackwater tonight because we have Hugo back in the house.
Steve, a.k.a. Young Hugo. Andy's got to go get his assault rifles checked by the mercenary group he works with.
Right now he's cauterizing one of his own wounds with a fucking hot knife.
This is vacation. I imagine him taking a bullet out with a hot knife. Ping! Into a dish that he's cooking something in.
Packs dirt into it.
Yeah.
I'll be fine till later.
These Hajis ain't gonna take me out.
Jacob, I want to know what was your fantasy? What was your Jack fantasy?
Oh, we're coming back?
I am, because I wanted to ask that question. I want to know, were you on a golf course?
Do you think
was it right here in studio?
Do you think he sings the Jacob song as he jerks off? Talk about Jacob.
Getting that sweet, sweet pussy.
That
Talk
doesn't
about
work for me.
Jacob. Busting pussy all night long. Jacob. Sweet, sweet pussy.
Getting sweet, sweet pussy.
Talking about Jacob.
It's Jacob jerking off to it.
Getting sweet, sweet pussy. Talking about Jacob. Busting pussy all night long.
Getting that PGA pussy.
Oh, yeah. You gave her the fucking 9-iron, bro.
The only golfer I know or care about.
Yeah, goddamn right. I bet you'd watch her play around if it was on TV.
You're damn right it would.
Do you think
I've never watched golf in my
would you
life.
stay erect all 18 holes?
I bet I could.
Oh.
Really? She boned you up like that? I'm too far gone. I
mean,
admire
you
your
didn't
innocence.
Dan, what did you think of her?
I thought she was the most sexy lady I've ever seen. I don't know why I broke down like that.
I'm not the only one.
The
right?
sexiest lady you've ever seen?
No, she was hot. She was crazy hot to be standing in front of me
Hell yeah. Hot golfer
out of nowhere.
chick. No
Hot golf.
shit.
As far as golfers go, top notch.
Top tier.
Number one.
Number 2, I'd say.
Ichiban.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of a...
I'm a Tiger guy.
I like Tiger Singh. When the Tiger Singh. What's up?
Oh, VJ Singh?
VJ Singh.
Would you like me to-
Tiger Singh was the Blinky Jewel boxer from
Yeah.
Tyson's Punch-Out.
VJ Singh crushes drives on the PGA Tour.
We should ask her if she ever fucked any other professional golfers.
Man, is she
Why don't I
going
ask
to be
her?
over there?
No, that show's already
That's
canceled.
Mondays.
That
Jacob
show's
knows
already
it.
canceled. That's on Mondays.
Jacob, I got her employee pass tag. Every time she scans in this building, I'm aware of it.
The fishbowl for that place has Jacob's fingerprints and nose DNA all over it.
She gets murdered. They're like, interesting thing, your producer Jacobs. We have his fingerprints all over the windows. He's got one of those personal trackers. She's in the building. She's a level up.
She's in the elevator. She's moving. She's on the move.
It's like Alien. She's becoming sophisticated.
She's learning. Growing. Learning.
Becoming stronger. Why is Matt trying to start fucking beef on the Bonfire, saying that you talk shit about me on Bennington? Matt from Colorado, you better be not trying to stir shit up.
Did someone fart in here?
I did.
Oh, I was going to say.
It's a coffee fart.
I'm so insecure that I'm just like, is it me? It's just me.
I
How
always
my body
think that.
just smells.
I have such a bad sense of smell. I always just assume I smell like shit. We just connected, so let's have Matt tear us apart.
Tear us apart.
Sorry, I just thought that Big J was getting a little too big for his britches, so he's talking about leaving you in the dust.
And I meant it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good.
What did I say?
Your fame, you said you were just getting too famous, you're just going to leave Soder in the dust.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I mean, in his defense, Matt, he says that to me every time we make out.
Well, I just like to know who's the top.
Yeah.
I can know who's the top.
And
who's
you
the
know
bottom.
what? Call me power bottom all you want, honey.
Yeah. I mean, Dan doesn't just take it. He throws back into it.
What's that?
I mean, as long as you're aware of it.
Oh, my God, yes. When I have my
stuff behind your back.
Yeah, when I have my fortified compound in the Rocky Mountains.
It's hard. I don't even know if I said anything even remotely joking like that, but maybe I did. But whether I did or I didn't, it's weird to call national satellite radio superstar like the Bennington show behind someone's back. It's pretty accessible.
I don't know.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You thought it'd never get back to me. But I, through my fucking different deeks and dives and different alleyways and methods of communication, I was able to turn on the radio for 5 seconds.
You are a master of deception.
Matt, you did it. We hate each other.
It's over.
Everyone says I'm causing trouble. Thanks for calling, Matt. Chris in Jersey. I bet this was more tongue-in-cheeky.
Oh, I'm going to take a guess on who this guy was. Hey, Chris, were you at Big J's birthday frantic show?
Yeah, I was sitting in the front row.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I called his wife names, but that was all fun. Yeah, Chris is great.
He watched me. I feel bad because I feel like Chris was like a family member's new boyfriend. It's like, I've heard so much about you, and then I snapped on a guy in the back row, so I got violent in front of him. And
Did
I'm
you
like,
really?
No, not really. I just like got mad because I was super tired, and this dude, like this piece of shit, heckled me.
What'd he say?
Oh, he was like, he looked like
I was so hammered that I missed so much of that show. Kevin Nealon went on apparently.
Yeah, he did. The guy in the audience, and maybe Chris, you can back me up on this. He was like a out of shape, like 48-year-old dude with like a periwinkle blue button down shirt. And his wife was like,
why do you know that word?
I just like periwinkle.
It's my favorite color.
That's how I would dress him if I were doing it. And he just like, he started doing like sound effects with my bits. Yeah, exactly.
He Michael Winslow'd you?
Yeah, and then he brought down a thunderstorm of anger.
You're like, you guys like Jimi Hendrix here? Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, that guy. This guy would fucking shut the fuck up.
Shut up. Did you enjoy yourself at least, Chris?
Dude, we got there a little late. Somebody backed out of sitting in the front row. They couldn't handle it. They were like, got scared. So a waitress was like, do you guys want to sit in the front row? I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah, I want to sit in the front row. And I didn't tell my wife at all what we were seeing. She was just happy we were getting out of the house. She could care less.
Did you look at her, though, when they sat her in the front row, like, look at the good seats? Like,
I was like, wow, front row, isn't this nice, huh? Upgrade, like that.
Yeah.
But this dude, yeah, I missed your show at the Trop. My kids got sick.
Well, I clearly I see where you draw your allegiance, and it's with your sick, weak children.
Yeah.
Not a strong, grown man. A man building something. You picked your sick, weak, tiny children. I will crush them.
What childhood?
Chris and his wife were both awesome. They were
I shook his.
so great. Yeah.
I remember you were like, I'm a camper. You like said something, and he was so nice.
I was like, Yeah, I was so excited. I was like, at least I'll get like 10 minutes of Dan, and then all of a sudden this guy's going to open his mouth, and you just unleashed a hellstorm. And I'm like, oh, man, like, I wonder what he was going to talk about. This is still funny, though.
Yeah, no, it's always great to watch a nice, genuine melt.
And I did talk to Jay after the show, but he was just I was talking to Sal.
He was just wasted. I thought I was holding together pretty good.
But let me ask, hold on. Chris, let me see how drunk Jay was. Were you doing your high school girl shots of vodka, follow it with beer? Because you've progressed now.
I have.
To a red wine drinker.
Nope. Way past red wine. Red wine's the thing of the pet. No, dude, one time on Legion of Skanks, I pounded literally 2 pint glasses of red wine.
I've watched you throw up on
and
that bucket.
violently vomited.
It's one of my favorite clips.
Now, even the smell of it, almost, of red wine. I mean, I've gotten it down since a little bit, but never more than a glass or a half a glass, because the smell just gets where you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
that with spiced rum.
Just that sour belly feeling.
Mm-hmm.
No, now I've moved on to, again, it's weirdly enough, like a carb thing.
Okay.
And also with my Invisalign braces. I don't want to take them out of time.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about your braces.
My braces. I'm going to put them in. I forgot to put them back in before we started the show.
All right, let's put them in.
But with all that, so now I'm doing silver tequila if I do a shot.
Oh, all right.
And the chaser would be a silver tequila soda with lime juice.
Wait, so you're chasing the thing you're drinking with the thing you're drinking?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's fucking...
It's kind of like the daiquiri where they put it's already got the booze in it, but then they put the extra shot on top.
And they go, welcome to the Bahamas.
Yes. Hey, welcome to Fat Tuesdays. My name's Rachel.
I'm going to be bringing you some Alabama Slammers. That's a good amount of... I mean, when I met you, you were doing the high school... house party shot of vodka, follow it quickly with a Bud Light.
On the rare occasion that I drank, because I drove.
Very rare.
Always drove.
Always.
I don't drive now. I'm living in the city, so I'm just a booze bag.
You would also hook me up with your booze. Like when I used to hang with you when we'd go from stand-up New York to the comic strip, and you would drive across, and I would just be shit-faced from stand-up New York. And then we would go to the basement of the comic strip and smoke weed, and I just remember drinking Coronas and getting in your car. Like,
you held together so good.
Thanks.
You were a good person holding it together. I think I hold together pretty good too, but it really is funny. I was so judgmental over people who like boozed all the time.
Yeah.
Every day, very judgmental. But I think it's because I couldn't do it. Now that I do it with a little more frequency, it's until it goes bad, pretty fun.
On the way up, the way up's always great.
Until it goes haywire. The problem is when it goes haywire, you're like, none of it was worth it.
It's like being.
And I think I'm old. I think I'm lucky that I'm old enough now that, like, literally after my birthday, went like not haywire a little bit, not in any kind of like bad or violent way. Just like the rest of the night when I left was just very like some awesome fun was like diverted from like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, there's
for me feel that way and just really having to like puke and everything. And when it's all said and done, you're like, oh man, like it really wasn't like, but that's an easy one for me to be like, yeah, that's too many times, like in like a span of a month. Like I've thrown up like twice this month.
Wow.
From like in a month.
Yeah.
Maybe not this month, but you know what I'm saying? Not this month, but I mean, in a month's time, I threw up like twice. And I was like, yeah, I don't really care about booze. You know what I mean? It's like, that's easy one to stay away from. Like cigarettes is what I have to really focus. Like, I got to get the fuck off cigarettes.
I was so
good. But
good.
booze is kind of easy for me to walk away from.
I was so good at climbing to the edge of throwing up and not doing it. Like the breathing and the spitting, like,
yeah.
I could just hold it.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys?
The little burps.
What are you guys doing? Can I get a beer?
Heavy breathe. If I would lay my head back and breathe. And the first times I really started getting like rip roaring with any kind of like, you know, every other day or so was when I went on that tour with Korn.
Yeah.
I was on tour, and the opening band 2 Cents, those guys were awesome, but those guys went hard. I think a couple of them are completely sober now, which is kind of funny, but like they went really hard back then.
Yeah.
Really hard. And ending those nights with them, like really just being on the bus, just sitting with that, like,
gotta drink that Pedialyte.
Just making noise because you really just didn't want to puke.
Yeah.
And I hate puking, but again, what I worry about more is like I'm actually less weird about puking now. And if I need to puke, like the last 2 times I puked, like to get the little bit out, like I did the old, like something I thought I would never be able to possibly do, just blindly just jam fingers down my throat and do it. And I'm like, I would have told you until 2 years ago that is a fucking impossibility for me. I'm like, I can't do that to myself. Like, I won't. And now I'm like, after I did it the first time, and I was like, oh, it works. I'm like, I get it. Just do it. Nail it and go.
I got to the point where I could just mentally do it. I could just go, you're going to throw up. You're going to throw up. And I'm like, bro, Giannis Pappas, you can ask him about this one time at cabin. He was pissing. And that bathroom is disgusting. And I kicked in the door and just went right behind him and threw up in the toilet. It was like, do I go have a drink outside? And I just went back out and just started drinking again.
By the time you are at that, like, the heavy breathing phase, by the time you're there, if you walked over to a trash can or a toilet, you will throw up. Yeah. It's there. So you think about mentally being able to do it, like, you can. It's like, what you're actually doing most of the time when we're all that heavy breathing is mentally trying to not make it happen. Yeah. But it is kind of better just to get it the fuck out, I guess.
I remember I was so hungover that it lasted one time until the night. When you have a hangover that goes like deep into the next night.
Yeah.
And
yesterday, man. I was hurting yesterday.
It sucks. And I ate at this restaurant and I was with a comic, a buddy of our, Joe Liston and mine, named Alvin David, and he was hammered. We were taking a cab back to Queens and I was hungover and nauseous. And the cab driver's doing that like gas brake. And Al's so hammered. He just, or it was my buddy EJ, that's what it was, just keeps saying the same story. Where he's like, yeah, man, it's crazy. I met this girl and she was just like nuts. So what are you doing tomorrow? That's what you do, right? He would say that. I'd be like, oh, nothing. I think I got a spot at like Stand Up New York. And I was feeling nauseous. And then he'd just go, yeah, I met this girl. It's crazy. We're just stuck on the bridge, stopping and going to the point that when we got to the foot of the bridge, I got out of the cab and threw up and walked home. Yeah. That's how hungover I was. I was like, just go. I can't be in a moving car right now.
Were you ever, I'm not drunk? Like denier guy?
All the time. In fact, our guest today is the only person who could ever tell when I was drunk.
I'm excited to carry on like booze conversations when our guest gets here. It's going to be a very fun one. But we had not my birthday, Saturday night, our friend came over, our Algerian princess.
Okay. Yeah, the AP.
The AP. She did a great one of those, like the I'm not drunk. So we're just like, why don't you just crash out, hit the sex? She's like, I'm good, man. It's insane how good I am. Yeah. And it's like, cool, we're going to go smoke a cigarette. It's like, I'm cool. I'm cool right here, man.
I love that.
Like, you sure you don't want to get up and go, maybe get some fresh air? Maybe it's like, what? Fresh air for what? Because I'm great. Everything is great.
Everything's perfect.
She's like nodding off. I'm like, if you're tired, you should lay down. She goes, I'm up. I'm like, just like an 8-year-old who doesn't want to like. And goes, I'm awake. You guys are tired. I'm gonna beat the night.
You thought I fell asleep? I don't even sleep. I think sleep's stupid.
It's always great the next day when you have to say all those things and they go, I did? Oh no, I was drunk.
Yeah,
like we knew.
I one time tried to get away with that without being too drunk. I threw up on the side of a car with my arm out the window. With my arm out the window because I drank too many Seagrams and 7-Ups. And I just threw up. I ran out of cigarettes. And this girl's like, I haven't been drinking, but I don't have a car. I can drive your car. I was just wasted. I was like, you drive my car. I went and bought like 3 packs of cigarettes. I'm smoking one. We're driving back and I'm sweating. It's dead of winter in Colorado.
In your mind, by the way, you're going to need all 3 of those packs tonight.
You
just don't want to run out.
At all. Ever again.
You know, you're giving some away.
Like I'm Santa Claus. Yeah. Just tossing them. Like I'm in a float.
Making it rain, just opening it, so like skiffing them off.
Who wants nicotine? So I'm ripping a cigarette and I'm sweating in the windows down, which usually feels good, but it doesn't. So then she's driving and she's like, this girl Jill is like, Soder, are you okay? And I'm in my passenger seat. I'm like, I'm doing that. I'm like, I'm so good. I'm so good. And she starts driving and I just go, and just starts throwing up all down the side, right? To the point it's all over my arm. I take my shirt off. We go back to a house party. I take my shirt off and just put my jacket that's in my trunk on, and I go into the house party like, I'm cool, I'm fine. I go to the basement, that all the lights are turned off. I lay down on the couch, and every time someone walks downstairs and turns on the light, I just sit up and act like I'm up.
I think you're doing the vampire thing. Like,
no, I wish they would have walked away. So they'd come and turn on the light, and I'd be like, hey, what's going on? I was just down here looking for...
You guys want to watch a movie?
Yeah. I drive my car home that night.
Jesus, dude.
Put it in the garage. The next morning, I fly back to college in Arizona. 3 weeks later, Trish calls me. Had to move your car to get to something. You know that there's vomit down the side of it? I was like,
wow, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, some of those neighborhood pieces of shit puking on my car again?
You know what they did? They walked into our garage and threw up and streaked their face across the...
Do we have to take our first break, Lou? Is it about
I'd
that time?
say so.
Well, before we do that, can we talk about a little fun thing?
You're going on the,
I know.
one of the funnest things ever.
Yeah, the Impractical Jokers cruise.
We're like the president and the vice president. We can't both be on the sea at the same time.
Well, here's the good news. SiriusXM has your chance to win a trip for two to the Impractical Jokers cruise starring the Tenderloins. That's our boys.
Oh, yeah.
Show veteran now, Sal Volcano, Q, Murr, and Joe. What happens when the stars of the Impractical Jokers on True TV, the Tenderloins, take over the cruise ship in the Caribbean for 4 days? Well, it's going to be funny, whatever it is. There's a whole bunch of comics on it, dude. It's going to be, it's an amazing lineup, dude. Mark
Dan
Norman,
Band's going to be there.
the
Mark
Dan
Norman,
Band, they have
Gilbert Godfrey,
it's Dom Herrera. It's
Lisa Lampanelli.
It's an insane lineup. The Sal, Joe, Q, and Murr will serve as your honorary captains as we sail from Miami to Cozumel, Mexico. I've done that run before. It is awesome. January 11th through the 15th, 2016, aboard the Norwegian Pearl, which I'm an old salty sea veteran of that particular boat.
Jay, you're back.
I know that boat very
How
well.
you doing? We're docked in Cozumel.
Done a lot of weird things on that boat.
You want to go see another island of species?
Threw up on the Pearl, I believe. No, I didn't throw up on the Pearl.
Sexual mermaids. Species.
One grand prize winner will receive a trip for two on the Impractical Jokers cruise, including round-trip airfare for two to Miami, one-night hotel stay, and a cabin for two. For official rules to enter, go to SiriusXM.com/ImpracticalJokers before December 14th. There is no purchase necessary. We will be right back, campers. It is the Bonfire.
Ooh, so good. So professional. Intergalactic spaceships, comic book supervillains, fire-breathing dragons. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your favorite geek or just want to treat yourself to something fun and exciting every month, go to LootCrate.com. Loot Crate is the ultimate monthly subscription service for geeks, gamers, and pop culture fanatics. Sign up today, and for less than $20 a month, Loot Crate sends you a mystery crate filled with hand-picked apparel, collectibles, and gear from all your favorite pop culture brands like Marvel, The Walking Dead, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, and more. Each month's crates feature a fun theme inspired by movies, TV shows, and video games. This month's theme is Galaxy and will feature exclusive items from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and Halo 5. You can get an exclusive t-shirt, Funko Pop collectible, and more in this month's crate. Go to lootcrate.com/bonfire now to sign up. And for a limited time, use the promo code bonfire at checkout to save $3 off any new subscription. So go to lootcrate.com/bonfire now. That's lootcrate.com/bonfire.
Talking about Jacob.
Do you remember when they did the Rough Riders Anthem? DMX did Rough Riders Anthem, but then do you remember they did the Rough Riders Anthem remix and it was better?
Yes.
That's what I feel like we just did with Talking About Jacob.
That's what happens a lot. You know?
One more chance. Ugh, Biggie Smalls.
You really need a good producer who'll fix everything. Lou.
You want P. Diddy. Like my man Lou Dog says. Every remix got a little better.
This is the remix.
It's like my man Lou Dog always says.
It's like my man Lou says.
We don't make any money. We need more money.
It's like my man Lou always says. We don't got the studio. We gotta be up in the office again. Because ain't no respect to Bonfire. Bonfire, baby.
It's like my man Lou always says. We ain't got no live reads today.
That's right.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, you guys can't get to a live read. Well, I screwed that shit up.
Here we go again.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, you guys gotta remember your credentials, because I'm getting tired of putting you on the security list.
Yo, it's like Lou always be saying, well, you guys been smoking weed in the studio. Other people be getting pissed.
It's like my man Lou always says, you're gonna get us all fired. And I really rely on this job.
That's right.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, it's just filthy talk. Y'all ain't doing a radio show.
Yeah. That's right.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, you guys know Opie and Anthony.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, Opie should have kicked y'all out.
Do that shit. Do it.
Y'all sucker class towers.
It's like my man always says, Team Opie.
Like my man always be saying, I'm glad Dad's dead.
It's like my man Lou always says, I was one of those guys who fucked your mom when she was young.
It's like my man Lou always be saying, you're not an individual.
Love one another, respect one another, and appreciate one another. 'Cause life is too short. Yeah, they call me Diddy, and I'm the king of the bad boy empire. I'm out of here. Peace.
y'all niggas want to do?
And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
What childhood?
Oh, it is Wyland Wednesdays.
R.I.P.
Ironically, STP's dead and bloated.
Hey.
No, it is ironic because he's...
You brought
As I said earlier, he stayed very thin.
we brought him up and then he died like 2 days later.
The very thing that took him out was the very thing that kept him looking fantastic.
Why is it that whenever we bring somebody up, a la a Chet Hanks, and now Scott Weiland,
Because we have powers.
do we?
I mean, I'm starting to believe we do. This guy's right. My head's in the clouds, man. I'm next level shit right now. I'm trying to move shit with my mind.
Dare I say you have the glow? Chase got the glow. When you get the glow, you got the glow.
Dan, take control of this show for a little bit. I'm going to try to move these headphones with my mind.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Anyways, today, he did it.
Oh my God, it's shaking.
Oh.
And the thing is goddamn shaking.
My eyes are freaking out. Guys, you don't understand.
Oh God. Oh God. My eyes are bleeding.
Oh, God.
My eyes are bleeding.
Oh, just Jacob's in the corner speaking in tongues.
Why do the E! Entertainment Weekly people here have fucking roll of toilet paper?
I don't know.
For all the shit they're talking?
Oh, shots fired.
Bow, 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 bow. Who do you want to talk to? Let's talk to a fan.
I want to talk to somebody. I want to talk to Matt in Missouri. Matt in Missouri. What's up, dude?
Doing?
I feel a leading question coming on here.
Oh, he just did the Wendy Williams.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I want to ask Jay, on the SGR show a while back, they had I think her name was Dakota, a porn star, some crazy chick from Oklahoma.
Dude, Dakota Fox. I literally just tried to look her up again very recently. She fell off the earth, I think. No, we did not have a threesome with her. She was hot, though, man. Dakota Fox. Young girl. Young girl. Full of damage. You can smell. Listen to this crazy shit. She only did 2 porns at that point. 2. I don't know if they're even ever going to come out. Who knows? She did them both 19 years old.
Okay.
I think she was 20.
All right.
No, we wouldn't have hooked up. This girl was left fucking field bonkers. But her second time ever having sex ever was this porn.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a fucking batch of shit. Yeah,
that's like the veal of porn. You're like, I know it's kind of delicious, but it's also really fucked up.
Yeah, everything that's going to be awesome about her skills are going to be the thing you're like, why do you know this at 19?
Stop it. Yeah.
Thanks for the 3 fingers in the butt, but...
What kind of kung fu master are you? You must have been through hell.
If you look up with a girl for the first time ever and she starts fingering her own butt, would you judge her?
And she starts going, just making this deep guttural. I'd be like, you.
Keeps yelling, I need a man. I need a man.
I want you to rain man down on me. I'm like, I went to a public university.
You're like, actually, if I be honest, my palms are hurting while propping my body up.
Do you see my arm shaking?
Can you do some now?
Can we side fuck?
I don't like side fucking.
You don't like a nice side fuck?
Do you?
Sometimes.
Both laying on your sides.
Why not?
Because I don't know. Maybe it's like the shape of my body or whatever, but I don't get enough torque.
I like it. You just cradle up.
Oh, and Christine wants side sex so bad. That's why she's laughing so hard. And I'm like, I hate it.
You're like, it's over.
She's like, it feels good. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It feels you're getting jabbed by dickhead only. That's it. I feel like that's all you're getting. The rest I'm just like, I'm like, thigh fucking you, sort of. It sucks.
Our friend,
I hate it. And she likes it so much, which I know other people did it so much better than I do in her life.
Stop it. Hey, stop it. Hey.
No.
Hey, Jay.
No. And this is why I drink too much now. Now I'm a heavy drinker.
Jay, side fucking will not push you over the edge.
Now, what I do like is I'll do side fucking, but I'm up on my knees.
Yeah.
That's a good. Anything I can do to get any of your limbs and body out of the way of of the cannonball I'm bringing in.
Can I tell you what I got to do is? I have to because I'm so...
The wrecking ball I'm swinging? Gosh! I don't want any fucking doorways and eaves and overhangs.
She gives a head nod and then you swing it back like you're in the crane?
I need straight burger looking right at me.
Yeah!
And I need to get flush against that burger.
So what I do is I like to bulldog it and just put my fists down and establish.
Oh, yeah? You get the knuckles. You're up on the knuckles. This is Dakota Fox figure I was talking about. If you're looking at home, I'm sorry, you'll probably never find it.
Oh my God, she's very beautiful. But
Very beautiful. But you can see she was like her picture's like a before and after. It's like she's like a young cheerleader, and then it just fucking clearly all goes haywire. She's chugging dick and shit on videos.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Jacob, go ahead, put it in your spank bank.
You sicko. There it is. Steal it with your eyes.
That's all I need.
I can bang.
Dude, that's Kendrick Lamar in the hallway, Jacob.
No way.
Jacob, go get Kendrick Lamar.
Jacob, ask Kendrick Lamar if he wants to come on the show.
Dude, Jacob, we're fucking with you. That's the king of bachata.
That's the king of bachata, Romeo. Is that his name? It was something like that.
I don't know.
Romeo.
Oh, the king.
I love that guy. Wanted to know if I had a threesome, but we did not. No.
All right.
In fact, we've never ever off the STR show, one of my podcasts that I do.
Ever?
No, and we have porn stars and stuff on all the time. Dude, actually, no shit. At my birthday, 2 porn stars fucking, boom, head to head, almost got into a fist fight.
I want to hear about this.
Insanity.
Can we talk about this?
I'm just gonna.
Fucking A.
They came, one is one you know.
Comedian. Okay.
And I won't say it. And the other one is a friend of mine who I've interviewed on SDR show before.
Okay.
Beautiful girl. Gorgeous, right? Christina, gorgeous. And she came out, and she was even coming like really late to the hang because we knew we weren't going to be there.
Because I was there.
We weren't going to be there past 12:30. I know it was going to be an early night.
I left at around 11:15.
Yeah. So we which I said I'm getting pretty hammered at this thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to the one we know, the comedian porn star.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed fine. I guess she was pretty hammered. I don't really know. I suppose so. Our friend Ralph Sutton told me that she was. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. She's something else.
Okay.
But so she's a really cool chick. I don't know what happened, but they ended up, from what I understand, it was told to me there was an argument over driving. It was such a girl reason to be in a fight over the comedian one busting the other one's balls about not being a good driver.
Really?
Yeah, and like she said the other one was freaking out, but I don't know.
Well, you also got to understand
the one you just saw the picture of, the other porn star, not the comedian porn star.
Yeah.
Won't really even tell what happened. And I look, to some degree, I'm sure she was being like, emotionally kind of girl. I mean, I'm sure it was nothing that needed to go like as heavy as it had to go.
Strippers have that. They have that stripper gear where they can.
You'll respect me, yes.
Where they're like, oh, this bitch want to make fun of me. Like, you can't. As comedians, that's why.
Always on the defense.
Like, I've noticed, even with doing like Billions, I think they've hired me to play that role because we can take abuse in a way, like social abuse in a way that is different than other people. You know what I mean? Like, boxers can take physical abuse.
Right.
Porn stars can
like
take
a ball busting. Like a ball busting thing. It's like.
That's us taking 2 dicks at once, is when someone's making fun of us.
Sure.
You're like, I love it.
Right, and that's fine, and we do. But yeah, so again, I don't even know who was right or wrong in the whole situation. Other than I know it turned like the not comedian porn star came back and like tried to throw a bag of trash.
Whoa!
At her, yeah, and was just like, and I mean, even when she like texted me, she goes, that the comedian porn star is an ugly person inside and out, and I don't want to waste any more time talking about it. It's like Jesus. But what's great about it is like, so the porn star came out.
Yeah.
The not comic one came to just kind of hang out for my birthday and have some drinks and shit. But she got there like way late for how long we were going to be hanging out. So I didn't really pay much attention to her, which I don't think was a thing.
Yeah.
At all. It was just like, again, it kind of comes down to like, I felt very weird. So I'm like, do I have to entertain her? So I feel like I have to entertain her a little bit because I think I'm one of the few people there she knows, and she knew the other porn star. Like they know each other. But
is it like the comedy world? Is it the circuit? Like they've worked, like they're like, hey, I opened for you on Gangland 17.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. I did the 7-minute spot.
We shared that condo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just to some degree,
you stole my half and half.
But I think there's also sort of a camaraderie there, maybe in some. I mean, if you watch those AVN awards, if that's any tell of anything, it's just like,
never watched
Suck Fuck Fest or something.
Is it?
No, I mean, like behind the scenes. I mean, the award show is that horse shit they show on cable. But I mean, I've heard stories behind the scenes. Like every room's just got some like wild sex party going on and shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a whole. But you got to remember the ones who go the ones who go to party at that.
Yeah.
The porn stars who go to party at that are the ones that are still living that ridiculous lie Of like, what do you mean? I get to do coke and hang out with hot girls all day and get big dicks and then get money, and then you're like
rock star life
falling apart inside.
Yeah, and I love it. I live in a house that I'm pretty sure is rented by a producer whose last name I don't know.
Your intestines are rotting out for some fucking reason.
I just got fucked on a boat yesterday. What did you do?
I get a lot of random nosebleeds.
Sometimes I stand up and I see stars, and then I have to sit back down, and then my legs tremble.
Is everybody else dizzy like all the time?
They have all the symptoms of old professional wrestlers. They're like, I dropped my leg as my finishing move.
She just puts a gun to her heart and goes, save my brain for science.
I want you to look over my pussy. I'm going to kill myself with a headshot.
She just has a
where did he
she
go?
has an arrow pointing to her pussy. It says send to the Smithsonian.
I want you to see if I have the disease that makes your pussy go crazy. Oh,
she has mad snatch disease. What are you upset about? Maybe they'll call back.
You know, I never look at the caller screen because I look to love in your loving eyes. I love to stay locked in them.
Yeah.
I look over, I see a caller that says he went to middle school with Chet Hanks. I know, dude. That's why I reacted that way.
Is this the name?
Is he from North Carolina?
I don't know. Probably not.
No, did we lose him, Hugo?
You think a North Cackalack?
You understand? You understand what that means, Hugo? You lost that call, so now Merkface and you have to fight in a bare knuckle.
By the way, Chet Hayes has been in a few movies.
What?
He's been in a few. I saw him, and when I looked up, I was like, was he in this movie? And he was, and it is him, and it's like, he's been in a few. He's gotten the breaks. He really is just like that much of a fucking like.
That's what
dildo.
makes. Well, I think that's the whole point of why we were both fascinated with him, is because he's choosing to be a dildo.
Yeah, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, but like the choice is yours. You can just go be a quiet banker. What's he in, Jacob? Did you bing him?
He was in the Fantastic Four. He was
the new
Jimmy
Fantastic Four movie. That's where I saw him. And
he also had a bit part in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He was student in library.
He was in that movie Project X, right?
Project
the
X
big party thing.
He played Party Goer.
So this guy's working.
And Larry Crowne.
Crowne Affair?
It's his dad's movie.
Played Pizza Delivery Boy.
Yeah. Did he get Colin Hanks opportunities? No. But that's the good kid.
But Colin Hanks is a dope actor.
He's a really good actor.
I loved him in Fargo.
Well, I don't know what Chet Hayes would have become. I mean, Rita Wilson fired that one out.
Do we try to save him?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have him come to Bonfire Boot Camp?
I'd like to. He won't.
He will
We'll never get him.
If we did, we could straighten him out.
But how long do you have, like, really trying to take seriously a conversation where he's like, well, it's all about, like...
Oh, yeah, dog, here's how I'm looking at it.
Really, the only time I really feel from underneath my father's boot is when I'm laying down hot tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is times I'm up in the studio, and I was like, yo, my dad was gone for 9 months because he had a flat top, and he was filming in Savannah, Georgia, acting like a retard. You ever had your dad act like a retard?
For 9 months.
That was 9 months of my life, homie. 9 months of my life, homie. He was saving Private Ryan, but he couldn't save his own son.
Yo, he used to make me cat litter sandwiches and just pee in my thermos.
Yeah. That's why when I go in the booth, I have so much pain.
1999, motherfuckers. Let me tell y'all.
Yo, he held those golden statues more than he held his own son.
Yo, the headmaster at private school was coming at me all shifty-eyed, so like I had to lay down a hot track on him.
I was like, I'm gonna roast you.
Oh, I'm about to burn this fool. Yo, give me the burner.
Yeah. That's right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Logan in North Carolina.
Cackalack, raise up, treat like a helicopter.
Spin it around your head. We always just go back to P.D. Pablo.
Put it on your head, spin like a helicopter.
What's up, Logan?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
So you went to, did you really go to middle school?
Yeah, I went to middle school with Chester Hanks and with Glenn Fry's daughter.
Oh, what an awesome middle school.
Jacob, let's find out what Glenn Fry's daughter looks like.
Get it, bang it.
Was she hot, Logan?
She was hot as fuck.
Really?
Although she was pretty strung out, even in middle school, yeah.
Dude, can I tell you something, Logan? Jacob, our producer, legitimately hates Glenn Fry, don't you? Jacob, say it.
I think he's a total douche. I sent you that clip, yeah.
You met him, yeah.
He sent us a personal email with nothing to do with the show about how much he hates Glenn Fry. I swear to God.
Possible material for the show.
No, that's not possible material. You just wanted to vent, and you were done with your punching wall like a cat scratch.
But I mean, the heat is still on, Jacob. Am I right?
Oh yeah, look at her.
Let's see. I can't see her. Where?
I don't know if that's her.
Is that her? That doesn't look like her.
She's thick body.
No, that's not her.
Find her, Jacob. God
Logan says she's a hottie.
Yeah,
I believe him.
So you went to who? What does your dad do?
My dad was a real estate lawyer for Malibu.
Nice, good for
Obviously
you.
brings in the big bucks.
Well, no, I mean that could real estate. Yeah, it's real estate lawyer
in Malibu. Is it?
Yeah,
yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yes, you got to go to school with these well-to-dos. That's fantastic.
Yes. Oh, you're like our mole on the inside.
Did you get to nail the Fry daughter?
Who was banging Glenn Fry's daughter?
Did you get to nail Small Fry?
At the time in middle school, it was actually another girl in the class.
What? Clamp slamming?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was pretty. I mean, it was pretty all on the surface, but it was a lot of just making out in front of dudes for the thrill of it.
Oh, you got to bump muffs.
Yeah, well, you know what we're doing.
Get attention.
We're entering another bonfire, Tales of Ribaldry. So
growing up a normal dude in Malibu, though, there were a lot of people I came across.
All right.
I actually babysitted for Cuba Gooding Jr.'s kid.
You did?
That's great.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How many times did you make Snow Dog references?
How many times at the end of the night did you say, show me the money?
Show me. Or did you ask him if he missed Ricky?
Did you ask him if he would let you flap those skins?
It smelled like sex in the room. So how long were you in school with Chester Hanks, a.k.a. Chet Hayes, a.k.a.
Chet Hanks?
Hanks and what? Hanks and what?
5th grade to 8th grade.
That's a long time. That's a developmental period.
It's formative years.
My question has to be this, Logan. Did you watch the switch from normal young boy
to the wigger we fell in love with?
Straight up gangster.
Yes, I did actually.
What grade? Because I'm going to guess 7th.
8th grade.
I was going to say 8th. By the way, I'm coming in a little more informed because I have a daughter in 8th grade, so I see like how different she is this year.
Yeah.
Just no matter what, you're going to kind of pick that thing, and she's so different this year, even from last. Even like Christmas time coming up, like, last year she literally asked for like Lego stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's like Jordans and makeup. It's like a whole different world.
So 8th grade is the change year.
Yeah.
So you saw, was he like sweet and nice before?
Yeah, he was a regular kid, and then he got really into like black and white photos with him in like boxing uniforms and like Marlon Brando quotes and gangster quotes.
Yeah, all right.
He started buying in. When did he realize that he had the natural gift of the flow?
Yeah, when did he just start dropping bars? I imagine.
That was in high school. That was before I knew him, actually.
Okay.
Or before I left him.
Okay. You saw the birth of the lyrical genius that we see now.
Yeah, and I also witnessed some pretty far out nature walk drug rehab trips. A lot of pictures that were posted that were then eventually taken down.
Really?
Yeah.
When he was
grown, just Survivor or the Survivor beers.
Oh, when he was in rehab.
Yes.
You have the very recent trip.
No, when he was in high school, and he dropped out of high school to go into rehab.
Oh,
and he grew a Castaway beard.
Yeah,
Castaway. There you go.
So this guy's been dealing with drug problems for a while.
Jesus.
That's like
why?
But it's like Manhattan kids. You know when you meet kids that grew up in New York and their parents have money? There's like a large percentage of them that were like, I was sober by the time I was 14, and you're like, I just started pulling on my dick at that time.
That happens sometimes. I don't know how common that is in New York. But I think that's just kind of what it is. But I don't know, man. For some reason, I really do not get super. I mean, I'm proud of someone who falls deep in the drugs and gets out of it. But I'm never like I don't feel bad that they did. You know what I mean? It's like you fucking did it. I guess, look, I got to hear their whole backstory, I guess. I mean, I do mean that. Like, if someone had the shit beaten out of them and ran away from home and started doing whatever, you know what I mean? But I mean, just someone who's like, I'm just a party guy, man. Like,
the fun guy?
Fucked up. Yeah, the fun guy just becomes like a problem. Like, he wasn't, what's he running from ever? I don't know. I don't he's a very unsympathetic creature.
Yeah.
Chester Hanks. And you said he was a normal kid. He made a decision to kind of be this way, right?
Yeah. There was definitely a shift, and you could tell.
Was he even getting like, I bet like chicks dug him that young even?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, 'cause his dad was Tom Hanks.
He didn't have a rough go. That's what I'm saying. Like, he chose like this dildo-y lifestyle.
Logan, can you tell us the name of the school?
It is a Saints, starting with M, and it's in Pacific Palisades, California.
Nice. That's a good area.
Shouldn't be too hard from there.
Here he goes. Beverly Hills High. I
always think of, whenever I think of Beverly Hills High, I don't even think of that. You know what I always think of is the Beverly Hillbillies movie that they made when they go to high school and everyone's got the cappuccino machine.
I can't believe you watched that movie.
Oh, like in the theaters.
Really?
Yeah, that's where our age difference is.
Oh, it made sense for you to go, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was like I thought it was a fucking cinematic classic.
Oh, see, I would go Beverly Hills High. I'd go right to
90210.
90210.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched 90210. That was
just see fucking Chet Hayes just on the
at the Peach
laying
Pit.
down his bars, the Peach Pit, while he's flipping burgers.
Him and Bag.
What was the guy's name who ran the Peach Pit?
Tony or no, not Tony. It was the Italian guy.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Nate. Wow, come on.
God damn it. Jacob Bing it.
Someone's going to get this.
Owner of the Peach Pit.
When I hear it, it's going to make me furious because I already know it.
He might hit Jacob.
It's going to be a good one. Jacob, you're about to get hit.
Owner of the Peach Pit.
Nat. That's what it was. It was Nat.
Hey. I know you were close, Lou Dog.
It's Nat. Yeah, you're right. Lou Dog, you almost got it, buddy. But Nat, yeah. By the way, I would have never gotten in a million years.
Look at him.
You ever hear something where you're like, it's on the tip of my tongue and you realize it was nowhere near. It wasn't even near my face, let alone the tip of my tongue. Different building almost totally. Nat, I don't even remember what the point was going to be. Took us so long to get there.
We were talking about Chet Hayes dropping bars.
Telling Nat, yeah, hey, Nat, I'm going to get out of this place one day. You're not going to be able to boss me around. I'm a big rap star.
I'm going to be a big old rap star with a song called Stretch It Out.
He lived the actual life of David Silver, Bag's character.
Yeah.
He really did.
Our boy Brian Austin Green.
Logan, you got out of there and went to North Carolina to live a working man's dream of...
mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Okay, working with your hands, building stuff.
Good, you did it right, though.
Creation.
That's a man who did something with his life, though.
Look back.
Chet Hayes is whacking off on Instagram, yelling the N-word at people.
But you know what? You know who...
That was a soft no. He goes, no, don't say that.
Glenn Fry's daughter's softly clam slamming somewhere.
Oh, she's just crunching clits with some fucking bull dyke and just like smacking away dicks.
And the fucking Los Angeles Sparks game on in the background.
Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your whore daughter drive you crazy.
Thanks for calling in, Logan.
Oh, is our guest here yet? Logan, thank you so much. Is our guest here?
Yes, he is.
In the building? Why don't we take another break, yeah?
Can I take us out to a new Chet Hayes song I found?
Before we do, can I mention one thing to you real quick, Lou?
You may.
Because I know you've been thinking you need more color.
Yeah.
You
So,
do. And I bet Lou would tan well.
Here's the good news. SiriusXM has your chance to win a trip for two to the Impractical Jokers cruise starring the Tenderloin. So you could bring Jacob. Or maybe really stick it to him and invite that fucking golf broad.
Or Merkface Andy.
What do you think happens when the stars of Impractical Jokers on True TV, the Tenderloins, take over a cruise ship in the Caribbean for 4 days? Well, I can't wait to find out.
You're going to
Sal,
be there.
Joe, Q, and Murr, yeah. They're going to be honorary captains on the sail that goes from Miami to Cozumel, Mexico, January 11th to the 15th, 2016, aboard the Norwegian Pearl. One grand prize winner will receive a trip for two on the Impractical Jokers cruise, including round-trip airfare for two to Miami, one-night hotel stay, and a cabin for two. For official rules and to enter, go to SiriusXM.com/ImpracticalJokers before December 14th. There is no purchase necessary. Lou, have some fun. Yo, girl, you want to go take $40 out of my brother Colin's top drawer? Order a pizza?
I'm going to distract my mom and dad. You go in their bedroom, take their wallet.
Ooh, girl, let's make it a blockbuster night. Me and you.
Chill.
I'm going to go ask my dad for a couple dollars so we can order Chinese food.
I'm low on gas. If you hear me screaming at my dad, it's a temper tantrum. I deserve everything.
I can't believe I only got the second biggest guest house. Boo-hoo. Girl, life is tough, but you make every day a little bit better. Smart. By being fine and dumb.
Smart.
Smart.
I've had enough, Lou.
Let's go tug our dicks to that picture. It's the bonfire.
And now, the bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
I can tell you that the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. Oh, yeah.
Scott Weiland Wednesdays on the Bonfire, Sirius XM 95, Comedy Central Radio. I'm Dan Soder. That's Big J. Oakerson.
Good tunes.
Yeah, he died. We talked about him, and then he died, and he had a lot of...
the Chet Hayes out of my mind now.
We were listening to that Chet Hayes song before the break called I'll Be Your Director. Real quick, though, in the studio, one of our best friends in the whole wide world, one of the greatest comedians working, possibly a pillar of the comedy community.
The master of disaster, the
honestly,
king of sting,
the saint of the South,
the Bronx bomber,
Nate Bargatze.
Calm down, everybody.
So Nate,
this is a new Nate, and now I feel like Nate's dressed like Eazy-E.
I'm going
all black.
You know,
I like it.
You right?
I'm
It's
wearing
not bad all black, right?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've never seen you like literally in like a Vanderbilt something of something.
Well, that's Vandy.
No, I know, but I mean, usually like the clothes. It's usually just like t-shirts and blue jeans. I've never really seen
Vanderbilt t-shirt.
No, I'm certain there was. I knew it was on you. I'm just saying that's. Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. It's
fun, right?
Yeah, the
white. These are new.
Yeah.
From this angle though, with the
Adidas?
lighting, it looks like he's just wearing like one of those all velour suits that like Scottsdale housewives wear. Like Nate's like
first we get our nails done, we're gonna go to the mall.
Yeah,
my husband does very well.
I love being in my jammies.
It looks like baby fat. Remember the baby fat velour suit? Your husband's a record mogul. I just hang out at a beach place. It gets chilly though. I put on the jacket if it gets chilly.
So
can
we just go back to how I look good? That really took a turn. No, I'm joking.
You look great.
Look fantastic, Nate. We don't know if you know this, but Tom Hanks, one of your favorite actors, he has a son named Chet Hayes, who's a rapper.
Oh.
And we've made fun of him a lot on this show.
I think I did hear about him recently.
We've had a lot of laughs at his expense.
Yeah, we've mocked him pretty viciously.
Yeah.
And he had a drug addiction, but he got back from it. So he's okay. So then we started mocking him again. But Jay and I went to go get a cup of coffee in the break room and play the song that you were playing, Lou.
Can we get some chorus?
Wait a minute. Yeah, could you get to the chorus? Because that's where it beefs up. So anyways, we found a new song. Are you showing Nate Chet?
Yeah, I mean, the guy thinks he's a gangster.
Yeah.
He's
looks like
pictures with guns and
Colin Kaepernick.
Sort of does.
Kind of does. Soon to be former 49ers quarterback.
He hates all Collins though.
Because
Chet Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Colin Hayes.
His brother.
Who's doing
like, why is there got to be another Colin?
So fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Here we go.
Hollywood stuff, Hollywood stuff, I'll be the director.
So that part right there got lodged in our head. So Jay and I were walking.
He goes, "You can be my extra,"
and we're like, "And you can have your own trailer." Well, it's actually a honey wagon. It's a smaller trailer. That should be okay.
You get a per diem. It's not much, but you get credit.
We're just doing how acting really is. You show up early, not needed till noon.
Get here. Hopefully we'll squeeze you in before lunch break because the union's on our back and they gotta take lunch break. They can only work for 7-hour stretches. Lunch break.
Please sign this. It's your contract. You're at the Stress Factory all this weekend in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Is that your first time headlining it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've been there. I've been there with you. Like I've been there.
Yeah, no, I've been in the club before and
yeah,
performed
but was it
before.
with you? I can't
Maybe,
remember when I was there last. Like it was a long time ago, but I couldn't.
Very possible with me. Yeah. I've done it a bunch of times.
I've done the Jersey circuit with Big J.
Yeah. We had some good Jersey runs.
Nice Cherry Hill.
Dude, but before you came in, we started talking off big because I've been drinking more as of late.
Yeah.
Because I don't drive now anymore.
Yeah. You never drank either.
Right. So I've been drinking more lately.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because I started drinking more at 7 years old, that
you're like an escaped Mormon.
It really is because that's when I started. My heaviest drinking time would have been at this age. That's also very easy to be like, oh yeah, I can't really drink like that.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's going to weigh on me. I don't have like years of all those days and memories of it. I just kind of and I said, I've had fun, but I'm definitely that's why I said the reason I even want to stop because I puked a few times. I'm like, this sucks. The payoff's not that good.
And Nate's a sports fan, so you're basically the Chris Wenke of drinking. You came in super late and won a Heisman,
won a Heisman, got drafted. When they drafted you, then they saw your record and said, "Oh God, he's 29."
He's 29. Jesus.
Oh,
we're gonna get 2 years out of this guy.
Yeah. Would no one check that before we drafted him? Like I didn't.
I started smoking weed pretty late too. That's why I think it never became like a problem in my life.
I remember that before you did that.
What?
I remember when you didn't smoke.
Not with any kind of regularity.
Not, I mean, but not really regularity at all. Like I think I remember you starting to like it started being a lot. Like it was like you were doing it like a lot more. You never did it at all. You would never really drink and you would never really smoke. You
I
just
like
kinda...
this. Nate just all of a sudden knows like completely different you. He's like,
you remember when you would take showers when you were a kid? I was there, and
you never washed your ass
ever.
I said that was
life.
and I said that was going to come back to bite you.
Yeah.
And now look at you, folliculitis of the ass.
Yeah.
Now look at you,
permanent butt rash.
Yeah. I mean, me and you obviously we told this thing on the show. Me and you have a good drunken night story. Soder said he's got a whole bunch with you.
Oh man, well see those.
But Nate wore his drunk far more than you did.
I was saying before you came on the show, you're the only person that used to be able to tell when I was drunk.
Yeah, I could always tell. Like it's like you talk in cursive, like it all just kind of goes. Well, it's like slurring, like everything's good. There was just like a hint of it.
You talk in cursive is my favorite thing someone could say.
Nate said my favorite line of 2015.
I'm Daniel Soder, and
I speak in cursive. Would you like to speak in cursive?
It occurred to me that I don't know why they seem like cursive words.
Regardless of what I was saying, and yes, I did just.
I am
punch those.
unrepentant in my desires.
I'm just dipping a feather into an inkwell.
Dan speaks in calligraphy.
I speak in old English.
Ye old comedy club tonight. I will be headline.
Nate's like, you had a couple of beers? I'm like, ridiculous. Why would I talk like that?
Am I looking peaked?
I am feeling a bit peckish. I should eat something. You said my favorite thing ever. I got a NutriBullet for Nate's apartment. Like I bought him a house warming day out there. I told you when I was staying out in LA with Nate at Nate's. I bought him a NutriBullet, and then you were using it for the first time, and you called me up and you go, "Cool. So these are cool. Like this juice is cool." I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's great." You just like put vegetables, fruits in and stuff. And you go, "Cool. All right. So how much leaves do I put in?" I was like, what? And he was like, "Did you call vegetables leaves?" Yeah. Like that's how you could tell how you've ate like shit for so long that you're like, "Yeah, I'll just grab some of this shrubbage."
Me and Nate actually shared that in our like tastes. We were both very like minimal. I remember that was always a thing. You just kind of like to have cereal around.
Yeah, fast food late
fast food. Was
late fast food.
We've been through some drive-thrus.
Oh,
you guys also lived around the corner from
a block away. Yeah,
which was that was my favorite because that's when I was hanging out with both of you a lot.
And we had Louis J. Gomez on the corner too.
Yeah, that was a great neighborhood.
The best thing I've ever seen with Louis was one day, it's like 9 p.m. at night, and me and my wife, we walk on the.
Louis J. Gomez, for the record, is like one of my co-hosts on Legion of Sky. Most people listening know Louis is. Yeah,
you know who Louis is. Of course. And Puerto Rican rattlesnake. And so Louis is when he doesn't shave his hair, his head, he's like half bald, and he has like a little bit of a mustache. And we were out on our front porch for some reason, and weirdly, everybody in our neighborhood was standing on the front porch at like 9 p.m. Like a real weird, like no one ever did that. And then here comes Louis, and he's fat. This was when Louis was fat, and he's walking his dog with like khaki pants, a brown belt that should have been thrown away years ago, and no shirt, and just turns the corner to like an audience of 50 people on their porches. He just thought, no one's going to be out. I can go with no shirt. And everybody's just standing like, everybody just clapping like they start slow.
We used to love laughing at Louis. He was a good person to live near. When at the time, he's upgraded his life significantly. Yeah. At the time, he just lived in a tile room with a dog, and that was like his life. It was really hilarious.
His room looked like it was on a submarine. Yeah. like it was going to experience water at all times.
You would look at it and go, a dog shouldn't even live here. And you go, oh, not only does a dog live here, but there's also a human that's in this same place.
But I remember your guys' neighborhood when we did that Labor Day thing where you, me, and like 5 of our buddies all drank with our shirts off.
Yeah, we went walk around the neighborhood.
We walked around your neighborhood, and it was all Chinese people in your guys' neighborhood. It was like you 3.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. Speaking of drinking, it was great because I would have the barbecues at my house,
which were fun,
and Nate would get zooted up nice,
as Kurt Metzger called him,
Red State Nate. But it wasn't even, the arguments were fantastical. But that said, Nate always had a great, like, ridiculous idea to throw out there that I was always pretty on board with, for the most part. Because Nate would be like, everyone, it's kind of be dying down. It's like 3 a.m. Everyone's still hanging out. And he goes, man, let's just go for a walk. And we're like, man, nobody wants to go for a walk. Like, I do. And like, all it took was one other person going, who's coming with me?
Come on.
Who's coming with
to
me?
walk around this neighborhood?
Yeah, you want to go smoke, right? You want to go walk and smoke?
I'll tell you what, though. He's also one of the best at pulling people outside to get what he wants by using, when I remember when I used to smoke, you'd be like, when we'd be on the road together, you'd be like, hey, go out front. Smoke a cigarette. And I'd be like, oh, that's such a good idea.
I can't do that.
He's so right.
Yeah.
That's an option right now.
I'm going
for
to
me.
do that right now. I'm going to have 2.
It's a great idea. You're still not drinking, huh?
Yeah, still not.
Are you going to go back? Or are you
I
just
don't
saying
know.
at this point,
I think
fuck it?
I wanted to stop to see what to see what would happen, and then now it's like I just don't feel like I want to go back yet. I think I want to go back. If I go back, I want to go back to like wine. I want to be like like a nice where you can try to just be. I always liked, you had a joke about it, like you drink like when you're drinking stories that you would tell, like where you go do a party and their stories are like, everybody's like, oh, they have like a couple, and then they still wake up at like 9 a.m. and you're like just an animal. Like your story is like, doesn't even match with these people.
Yeah, you're like, what time did you guys go to bed? They're like 11. You're like, oh man, I think I went to like 3 different places after.
Yeah.
11, I was putting my shoes on.
I used to go to sleep sometimes when we used to drink at Barcelona bar. I'd wait tables at 10 a.m. I would go to bed at like 6 and just wake up 3 hours later and be like, you're going to get through this. You got to get through this. One of my eyes is all bloodshot. I'm like, where's my pack of Camel Lights? Why did I buy a soft pack last night?
Dude, that was Fonzie. Why'd you buy a soft pack, Fonzie?
Yeah.
That was the Barcelona bar. That's where my dad came out there one night and started just telling like crazy stories.
I hung out with his dad.
You did?
Yeah.
Jace! It's your dad!
It's
he was the best.
He had those crazy stories.
Yeah, what was
Does he look like Jay?
He has gloves.
He does wear knuckle gloves.
He
has a beard, I guess.
Yeah, he does look like. I mean, he looks like he's like a little smaller than you. Because I remember now. I was drinking a little bit. I was going hard like I haven't seen his dad in 15 years.
Whoa!
Like, Jay,
come on, man, we're catching up.
Give your dad a break. Like he's a good guy.
Dude, I love that you get hammered and start inserting yourself into personal situations.
Dude, listen, I heard all the stuff you said about this guy, Jay, but I think he's great. I think you should give him another chance. He doesn't know I'm trying to give him another chance. Jay was ready to cut you out, and I was like, wait. Wait.
You want to do another shot, Mr. Big J? Let's do a shot. Seriously. I don't have a dad,
Mr. Big J.
And I think you're a good one. I think you're.
Our friend Giannis Pappas was there, and man, he was just teeing off on some stories. He's like, me and your Uncle Tom split a hooker with the stove open because there was no heat, so we had to fuck by the heat of the stove. Oh my Christ!
What kind of Lewis and Clark tale of sex is that? We had to warm ourselves by a fire.
So how did you and Jay's mom break up? What happened there?
Only the friction of our genitals. We scared away the bears that night by our screams of passion,
our smells, our hormones.
You've talked to him
just saw him a week and a half ago when I did Cleveland Hilarities.
Is that where he's at?
He lives in Ohio. Yeah. He lives in Ohio. Yeah, he came out. He came out to a couple shows. My stepmom came out. My brothers, who I don't know very well.
Is that weird thing? The stepmom thing.
What?
Is that just like a weird thing, like a stepmom? Because I've never had a stepmom.
It's just...
What's her name?
Diane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gary and Diane. Yes.
But in the alternate Midwest accent, my dad's like, Diane says, I actually had a great... Did I tell this? No? My dad's story? So. This is so funny.
Tales of Gary.
You'll love this. This is a good tale of Gary. So, when I did Fallon, I did the joke, which I'll probably do on my special, so blur this out of your minds, everybody. Just basically, it's a joke that comes down to saying, like, I got a small penis from my dad, and I know because I saw his dick when I was young.
Yes, this is the big... I know this bit, also known as the Big Joe's Big
Dick, yes.
Yeah. That's what I'd put it down in my notes.
The story that I tell goes into... It's a real thing. I saw his dick when I was a little kid. I was at his house. I went running his door because somebody tried to break into the house. Like was trying to kick the front door in the middle of the night. I went running for his door.
Terrifying.
Terrified. I'm banging on his door. He opens the door naked, and I to make the whole joke that I saw he has a small dick, without giving any punchlines away. But so when I did it on Fallon, and he watched my Fallon, I guess, and he calls me.
I just imagine. Hold on, I imagine him watching it like an OTB with everyone behind him, and as he do that joke, and he just loses confidence, or he's like,
yeah, just goes like that proud smile, like. Oh.
How am I going to get out of here?
This isn't my son. It's the wrong channel. Maybe he's on Conan.
Yeah, I screwed up. He's on Leno.
I think he's on Kimmel tomorrow. I'm just going to turn this off. This is boring. It's stupid anyway. He sucks. Isn't that your kid? Yeah, man, but he's not my thing. He's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's why I left. This is why I left. You guys see why I left.
I mean, it's like write a decent punchline and I'll stick around.
You're going to hang out with a guy who says this kind of shit about you? Yeah. I know I'm probably putting the cart before the horse a little, but still.
Do I think he's lashing out? Possibly.
So, just a real story. I don't know if I warned him. I may have just made a joke and said to him that I tell a story about you, or I may have even said that it's a little. I have no fear of talking to him like that, so I would say I got a story about your little dick. But I don't even think I said that to him. I just did it or whatever. But what's so funny is when so the next day after I did it, actually when it was on TV that night when it came out, the next day my dad calls me. He goes, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, what's up?" I go, "Did you like the thing?" He's like, "Yeah, you did great. Diane didn't like you talking about my small penis." That's such a great, he's picked up the Ohio accent totally, even though he's like a Philly. Diane didn't like you talking about my small penis.
So it turns out she doesn't like when you bring up my hog. So
he goes, if you're going to talk about my sausage, could you at least get it a little bit bigger?
I feel like you didn't mean to do it.
You know, it'd be funny if your dad had a real big one. That's funny. I
don't mean to step on your toes here, but what if in the joke your dad's real good at sex?
I like what you're saying. I like where you went with it, but let's say, wouldn't it be just as hilarious if your dad had just a big old donkey dick?
I mean, a
just
real
knee
lip
knocking.
ripper. I mean, one that's uncomfortable for women.
Oh, I mean a turd hole burner.
Even, you know what? I'm not telling you how to do your job, but maybe write it where Diane can walk in the nail salon with her head a little high.
Diane doesn't like you talking about my small penis. It's one of my favorite quotes in the world.
Did you just laugh?
So hard. So what I saw him this weekend, my brothers, that's, again, weirder than my stepmother is that I have brothers who are like adults who I really just don't know that well.
Stepbrothers?
That you go, hey,
half
what's
brothers.
up, man?
My dad and stepmom had two kids. Yeah,
And you go like, hey, what's up, dude?
They look so much like me. It's very
how crazy
weird.
that is? You're like,
hey, bro.
I'm your brother.
Oh, did you guys just meet first time? We're brothers.
It's weird. Dude, my dad's so hilariously ridiculous. When he came over years ago to see me in New York for the first time, I think he's only been like twice ever. But the first time he came over and I remember Carla correcting him. He came over to the house first time and he kept going like, he's like, oh, he goes, you got to bring Isabella, our daughter. He's like, you got to bring Isabella out to Ohio. Everyone will be so excited for a girl in the family because everyone's got boys. He was like, this one's got, Josie's got 2 boys and Marie's got 4 boys. I have 2 boys. And Carla was like, you have 3 boys. Like you're talking to the 3rd one. This is what you're talking about.
You know what? You slipped my mind.
Nailed it. Sorry about that. I forgot you're my kid, big guy.
You know what? Gonna stop by Rite Aid, pick up about 16 birthday cards I should have sent out.
Shit, where was I?
You're talking about boys.
Yeah, so this particular trip, when I was in Cleveland, he came and he did the same thing to me. Literally, he goes, your Uncle Guy, which is great that I have an Uncle Guy.
I only had my dad's upstairs neighbor whose name was Guy.
Uncle Guy had from Florida, of course. Uncle Guy has 2 daughters or something, and he goes, Guy always calls me and says, hey, you're real lucky. He goes, you only gotta worry about 2 penises, but I gotta worry about all of them in the world. And you're just sitting there, he goes, Are you just reminding me also that your brothers also don't acknowledge me as your child? Like,
Hey.
no one in your family acknowledges you have 3 children?
Jay, funny story for you. Talking to my brother, he said, "You ever get a hold of that bastard in New York? The one we know."
Like you always hear a story of like if someone like some of your athletes, like their father won't be in their life, and then once they get famous, everybody calls them.
Yeah.
Yours is the opposite. Once you get famous, your dad doesn't mention you at all. Like he does. It's the opposite of like trying to get in touch with you. You're on TV. You would think he would be like, my one son's on TV and the radio. Like,
No,
and
he loves
just
that.
doesn't mention.
He loves that.
Dude,
When I came downstairs,
you should listen to my buddies on the radio.
in a weird way, I sort of feel like that's what it is. Like he thinks I'm his buddy. But
This guy I'm cool
dude, when
with.
I came down, when I came down the elevator in the lobby of the hotel, dude, he was showing. There was this black dude who was like the concierge there. He was making him read the local newspaper article about me. He was making him read it. And he's like, yeah, there he is right there. He goes, Chase, get over here. This guy. And I saw what he was doing. He's like, I'm having him read your article. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, come on, get over here. And then even like the guy reading the article was kind of like, that's okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I was like, yeah.
I did not purposefully, did not pay attention to this guy for 15 years to make him a great comedian. I knew it. I knew what I was doing.
It was like doing 2-a-days for 15 years.
Honestly.
Training.
Remember in Conan where they pushed the wheel? He was like that, but emotionally.
Tell him your dad has a big penis joke. Do that again.
He's
already changed it.
Do that.
He just changed it on his
Tell him
own.
the thing about my big old hog.
Anyways, he goes on Fallon and talks about how giant my cock is. I'm like, jeez, I'm your dad.
Talks about me just hanging sausage all over the house.
Like your people.
Diane's not even walking right. She can't even go to work because Diane.
My
It's
wife has
a
to.
completely different joke. No.
It's about my
own.
wife's hip surgery.
So this is great. So we're at the thing, and he goes to the first show. My 2 brothers and a bunch of their friends came to the second show.
By the way, I just imagine for some reason half of their face looking like you. It's just 2 guys. Like if you pieced them together, but then they just have a generic face on the other side.
I look like someone between a Michael Jackson's black and white video morph from them to them.
Exactly.
We look a lot alike. I mean, these 2 more so than my brother and sisters with my mom, who I'm very close with. But it was so funny. So they come and there's this big, like, kind of gaggle of people in between. So it's my dad. And one of my brother's friends says, he goes, oh man, did you do the joke about your dad? Like the thing about your dad that you did on, Fallon? He was like, oh yeah, that one. He goes, Jay called me. He goes, Jay's called me, before he did that. And he goes, hey, listen, Dad, I'm going to tell this joke about you, but don't worry, it's just a joke. So I'm going to do it. And I just went, you're just making that up completely. Like this never happened. I go, why are you saying that is just a front to back story? I'm just recounting a story of the time I saw your little bird. Really? Like, why are you making up that I just said this to you? That's never a phone call that's ever happened.
Did he go, well, you know what?
It's been great hanging out, man. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta leave for another 10.
I got an appointment about my small penis.
Remember that joke that you said you were going to change in your act?
Dad, I never said I was going to change it. I just thought, hang on here, I wrote a few alternative lines for you.
If you don't want it to still not work like it's doing, people are murdering. He's I don't think people like it. People are standing up applauding.
Dude, that joke about your dad changed my life.
It's, just a joke, by the way.
So
he called me.
I have to wear sweatpants because my hog's so big.
Do you make these jeans in a 38 3-leg?
I hang real dong. Jay wrote a joke in the opposite because everyone knows, you gotta make fun of yourself.
The guy likes busting my chaps.
Should we take our last break, Lou Dog?
Yep. Okay, I guess we'll be right back.
Nate Bargatze's going to be at the Stress Factory Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Go buy tickets. I'm going to be at Zany's in Nashville.
We're switching.
Hey! And I'll be the late show Friday night, late show Saturday night. And Jay, where the hell are you going to be?
This weekend I'll be at the Stand, and Saturday I'm watching that MF and UFC event.
I'm recording it so no one say anything.
I'll text you. I'll do a live tweet thing for you.
No!
And you have to follow me or else I'm upset with you. Also, the Impractical Jokers Cruise is coming up, and SiriusXM has your chance to win a trip for 2 to the Impractical Jokers Cruise, starring the Tenderloins. Sal, Joe, Q, and Murr will serve as your honorary captains as we sail from Miami to Cozumel, Mexico, January 11th to the 15th. 2016 aboard the Norwegian Pearl, which is an awesome boat. One grand prize winner will receive a trip for two on the Impractical Jokers cruise, including round-trip airfare for two to Miami, one-night hotel stay, and a cabin for two. For official rules and to enter, go to SiriusXM.com/ImpracticalJokers before December 14th. No purchase is necessary. We will be right back. It's the Bonfire. Who's tired of all the drama with their TV bill every month? Well, you can kiss it goodbye with this deal from the Dish. Call 1-800-CALL-DISH to get the 2-year TV price lock and pay just $49.99 every month for 2 years. No drama in this deal. We'll leave that for all your favorite TV personalities. You'll get 2 years of heated debates, 2 years of runway coverage, and 2 years of exclusive interviews. All for just $49.99 every month for 2 years. Plus, you get the Hopper Smart DVR and 190 channels. Call 1-800-DISH to get this juicy offer today. Want even more? If you're into sports, right now you can also get the multi-sport pack included. For 1 year. Should have read that quicker. Right now, you can also get the multi-sport pack included for 1 year. Smooth. So you'll never miss a touchdown. Plus, 190... Christ, this is so small written. Plus, 190 channels. How many hours are there in a day again? Not enough. Here's from Dish. 2 years, one price, 190 channels, Hopper Smart DVR, and the multi-sport pack included for 1 year. Just $49.99 every month for 2 years. Call 1-800-DISH today. 1-800-CALL-DISH today. Jacob, I'm blowing this.
Keep going.
Call 1-800-CALL-DISH today and get signed up. Requires a credit card. Qualifications, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-bill auto pay. Taxes and surcharges not included. Offer ends 1/13/16. Other restrictions apply. For full details, 1-800-CALL-DISH.
Get it.
And now, the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
What childhood?
Wyland Wednesdays. Here on the Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95.
Gone but not forgotten.
Big J. Oakerson, Dan Soder sitting with us, the hilarious Nate Bargatze.
He's at the Stress Factory Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So go get tickets to go see him.
That was a way better promo than I just gave the Sweet Sweet Dish Network.
I thought you fucking nailed it, dude. You were real.
You know what? It was in the copy.
Yeah?
There's a lot of things where it seems like it's the end of a sentence, and my eyes aren't going to the next thing, and I fucking... But it's human. It's humanizing.
Not only that, but can I just say this? I think it shows room for growth.
Can I say this? I'm a big fan of satellite television, so Dish Network is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Can I give that one from the heart?
Yeah.
That's a real one. You know what? They'd rather have that than that any day.
Hell yeah. Why don't use cable? Cable's junk.
Well,
Did cable for a long time.
I do, and I'd appreciate it if you keep it out of your goddamn mouth.
I hate it.
Some of us make decisions based...
I hate it.
I gotta change.
I haven't done cable in years.
What do you do?
I've been Dish guy.
Dish, yeah.
I mean, not the other one.
Okay. There you go. Way to get your way out of that
Hey, you know
one.
what? But the technology's still there. That's what matters, right?
Yeah.
I'm a TiVo guy. You guys are DVR guys. I got it. We're different.
Is TiVo still even a thing?
Just came back with a big one. Their thing. By the way,
I do TiVo impressions. Come check that out this weekend, guys. You can see 45 minutes.
Stress Factory.
Yeah.
That's gonna be your new catchphrase.
Whoa, guys, TiVo that joke.
That's what I was gonna say. That's his new catchphrase. He's like, and then my wife's like, I don't know if that's you. It kills. Well, better TiVo that one for later.
Like a fast forwarder.
Yeah, no, TiVo just came back with something big. And here's the thing, they have a cool technology in it that as soon as the cable companies and the dish companies get this next thing in, like it'll just bury TiVo all over again. And it's just the one button push gets through commercial.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, that's big.
That's big.
But I'm actually more impressed with like my ability to like, I know you have to go a couple shots into the show before you hit play again, and it'll be right at the beginning. I time myself on that.
If you see black and then the show's like going, you want to like stand up and you're like,
I'll tell you what we need to do.
Take a glory lap.
We need to do a competition between the three of us because I'm
pretty good. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. Well, on what? We have three different cable companies we're dealing with.
I can go on any
Cable.
system,
Satellite
bro.
companies.
How far do you got to go into the show with cable? 40 minutes just to get back? That's what I look at cable.
It's a good. Is that your guys' dish
What do
humor?
you got? Dial up on demand? Gush!
That's a-
Gush! Gush!
Your
Gush!
Your fast forwarding's like a.
Oh, I'm getting it going. I might get all the way to another break.
But that's the thing. I think everyone's remote is their own. You get the feel for your shit.
Like cable guy?
Up by the ear.
But you could definitely, don't you feel that? Like, you know your system.
I don't mind.
and how to,
They got new remotes, and I was like, I don't know if I like them, and because they didn't light up. And so it's like when the lights are off, it's hard to kind of see stuff. But now, I don't need light. Don't worry.
lights. You can feel it around.
Don't worry. Don't worry about me.
It's a nice rubbery arrow.
But you ever hit you accidentally hit an exit button or something where that it skips it all the way if you're like watching something behind or.
Dude, my particular remote is I very often hit the off button. And it's such a project turning a TV on now. Like so many things like that because especially you ever get caught in that fucking time warp when your cable's turning on and your TV's turning off, and you have to like hide it like the thing on one, and you're just like we want to punch them both, because you realize this is basically what Terminator 2 was talking about. The machines are going to rise,
turning on us.
They're turning.
Oh, so you want your TV on but your cable on? You're like, no.
Yeah, who the hell wants the cable on and not the TV?
Who wants the TV on and not
It's like
the cable?
cutting a TV on is like cutting like gym lights on, where you have to go. It goes, bzzz, and then you're like, it'll be about come back in 30 minutes. These lights will be on.
It's just a light blue for a little bit.
I did a show at a gym once, an AA convention or something like that, and they had they cut the gym. They didn't have a spotlight, so they cut half the gym lights on and then half not, and so half of the stage was dark. Where you would stand, and I bombed hard.
Did you go into the shadows?
It was like a drug, like an AA thing, where I thought, like they were like mean to me. Where I was like, I thought y'all's whole thing was like being nice. No, they love
not to you, drunkie.
They don't do drugs, but they love booing.
What Nate's not telling you is he was on stage just hammered.
Yeah.
Did they
Let me
boo?
tell you something. No, I got. They were like, no one laughed, and it was unreal, uncomfortable.
Dude, any situation, I still get that, especially those unconventional things like that when the crowd gets shitty. You're like, you think this is great?
Yeah.
You think I'm having a blast up here?
You think this is what it's about?
We could have. It's my same belief about prison. If everyone would just get their head out of their ass, you can make it a pretty good time.
Prison
It's
could
the
be
same
fun.
thing. It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
If you
it's
just
muscular sleepaway camp.
you have nothing to do other time to play sports.
Yeah.
There's people in there that will let you butt fuck them. You can boo-foo dudes if that's your thing. You don't have to rape. You don't have to take it.
I would even say you can just even sample it like a Costco.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, if you're there for longer than 20 years, man, just start blowing dudes. Man, like, help
get the taste.
everybody out.
How many times do you think in prison they go, this is why we can't have nice things? I would say that all the time to prisoners.
I'll tell you this.
I would say, this is why.
I guarantee there's been multiple games of checkers that have ended with that statement.
And this is why.
Oh, man, this is why
and
we
they have to go into the cell and they go, it's a checkers game.
But to make the analogy to to like a shitty show like that, when it's a whole, the environment's horrible, you shouldn't be doing a show like whatever, it's some sports bar where they're not going to turn the game off and everything.
I told this story.
The people that are paying attention, it's just a thing where you're like, why are you being shitty? Why heckle or say this show sucks? Like, yes, I don't suck. This fucking show sucks.
It's
like, this is the worst thing. It's like, how can you get a standing ovation one place and bomb the next place with the same thing day to day?
You used to do that at with the Broadway Comic Club. They used to be the Improv, and you could go downstairs from a standing ovation, walk upstairs, and go and
same set,
and people hate you.
Yeah.
And you want to like get the audience to be like, wait, when these people from downstairs come out, like you have some people walking out telling you suck, and another guy's like, you're the best thing I've ever seen. Like, they're all these people are mixing together.
You changed the game.
Yeah.
They're talking about you with someone else, but they don't know who they're talking about. They're like, we saw this guy downstairs. So funny. Like, because we saw this guy upstairs. Fucking blew.
I wish we were downstairs.
Oh, this guy
dude,
was awful.
I could tell you there's certain clubs around this country that have a little nook where I'll smoke cigarettes or weed in.
Yeah.
That you end up finding out it's a great nook to hear people talk about you who don't know you're hearing them.
That's the worst.
That goes bad sometimes.
That's like the bathroom when you're peeing.
Oh.
I've been in a like to go pee inside of.
Have you really?
A stall.
I've done it. Yeah.
Where you pee inside the stall and they go in there, the guy's like, woof, right? The other guy's like, yeah, man, but I had a couple drinks. Yeah, and you're like, and I'm just in there and I'm done peeing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dip my head, so I just have my head kind of down like this because I'm tall. I'm just standing there like, just my fucking zipper open.
And then when they walk out, someone else kind of walks in with them. So then you can't. You're just in there.
Yeah.
For
I'll be right
30
out.
minutes.
Because you don't want somebody else to know that you know what that guy said now.
And it's a whole, and that's all they're going to be talking about.
That's fucking hard to get through. Although how about this one? I had one the other day where a guy came out who liked me, but they shit on everyone you know and like also. They go the second night, he goes, man, that show fucking sucked. We were going to leave, but you came up, dude, out of the park, bro. Really hilarious shit. That's funny. The rest of that show blows, and you're after being in the middle being like, hey, I appreciate that love, man, but like, that show didn't suck, man. There's some fucking really funny dudes.
Some guys are my best friends.
Yeah. It's like, you realize there's no camaraderie between us? He goes, man, those guys blow. If you see them, let them know. Someone really hated what they did.
Like they should stop doing it as a job. They think we're like Spartans, that we have to fight each other.
But don't you get that where it's like the other guys suck? When I used to like feature sometimes.
Oh, dude, I
you
had
get
one.
that. You get the fucking like, and by the way, I don't even want to make an implication I'm talking about Patrice or Dave when I went on like runs with them. No one, I don't even remember names. Like road hack guys, but I'd open for them, and someone would be like, dude, you were way better. Headliner fucking blows. But you'd still have to be like, don't say that. It's like you make me feel like I'm being a dickhead. And it's, by the way, and headliners would get shitty with you. I mean, you've had headliners get shitty with you.
You always remember one thing I always remember with you. You said, like, when people would always come out and always say, like, oh, you should have been headlining. And you're like, yeah. Like, you're always like, I'm featuring. I have the best spot in the world. Like, with some.
Yeah.
And then you're like, if I headlined, you would just say that about the other person. Like, it's like,
or if you headline, like, I always said the thing where I'm like, well, if I headline, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You came for the other thing. You know?
I had recently, last time I was in Madison at Comedy on State, this guy like walked out and Gary Veeder was featuring for me, and we were just standing there. And the guy walked, and he walked by both of us, and then he just stopped and turned around and shook Gary's hand, and he goes, "I really enjoyed your act," and then just left. And I was like, "Oh man, that hurt." It fucked me up for like a day. I was like, "Man, that guy really just."
Yeah, when someone gets really like angry at your shit, it really does. I don't like. So I say like really hurt. Like I don't know if it really hurts, but I really get such a thing. I'm just taken back by like there's such like venom.
Yeah.
In the and by the way, we say horrible things in the show and we bust balls. But I'm talking about something like really going up to like your face and being like that. Like it's like that was terrible. It's like, all right, dude.
Remember that lady outside of that show in Philly when we were smoking cigarettes years ago? She's like,
she just came to give us a rundown.
I go to the Tropicana. I know comedy. You are not funny.
That's what she said. I go to the Tropicana.
She goes,
so I know comedy.
You are not
funny. Like someone walked behind her and goes, she doesn't know what year it is.
Honestly, she thinks we're still in World War II.
Yeah.
I'm a dance instructor at that resort for dirty dancing.
No, I got in trouble for showing my dirty pillows to boys on the bus. Right?
Me and a couple of young suitors were necking in the woods over near Coogan's Bluff.
I gave one of them mouth sex. What?
2 of them took home my unmentionables, and God knows what happened to them. Yeah, she gave us a nice smoke-filled rundown of why I was horrible. In defense,
both of you were? Or?
No, he didn't go on.
Oh.
Soder was just happy to get out of the building because I really did try to stoke the fires a little bit by the end.
He was.
If I get angry I wasn't even angry at the audience. Just flat out blew. It was predestined. That crowd was not going.
It's
It was predestined that crowd was not going to be into my thing. I was set up poorly.
Yep.
I was thrown to the wolves. I was whatever it is, and I went up there, and you could see the crowd made a conscious decision to just like not like me for whatever. Actually,
you started getting them.
Actually, it was before even that. If you recall, what happened was he introduced me, and the DJ started playing music.
Yeah.
It was a black show. It was in a really weird space.
Yeah,
almost like. I was on the floor with the people. There's no stage really.
Yeah.
And I went out, and these people, and like they made a decision when I started talking, and they saw that they weren't going to like me. But I'm telling the DJ, I'm like, thanks, DJ, thank you, man.
He wouldn't
and
stop.
he just wouldn't stop playing the music. I'm like, for like a good minute. He played the song for an awkward amount of time. I'm sitting there like, okay, dude. And I'm almost like, why? I was like, and I think I even said something right away. I'm like, did I do something wrong or something? Like, why is like. Why am I trying to be like?
Did you not do the
fucked
cut
over
the throat?
That's why.
Like that's why.
Yes.
Y'all could do anything to this song because I've been busting backside like blah, blah. Oh man, I'll be paying rent to this motherfucking song. How much you need? What? $1,200. All right. Sploosh. Skip. DJ, cut that shit. Yo, you got that new hot Ludacris or whatever now?
That's what you needed to do.
That's what I needed to do, but I didn't do that. I didn't do it. And, no, they just had a rough. They just didn't like me. The crowd was just like against me completely.
Well, Jay,
but here's the thing:
we have a surprise for you. We have that crowd right outside.
Get in here, guys! Tanika, Sean, get out! So I'm watching the show, and what Jay doesn't realize is he actually started winning him over.
But he's already done in his hit. You're already like
he was done.
You're like
you knew,
I'm over.
As another comic, you knew he was done.
Yeah.
But he started winning him over, and then doing the one of my favorite jokes of Jay's, the pubic hair.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about black girls' pubic hair.
Toward my topic, I kind of have a lot of jokes under that umbrella.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you which hits.
This is like your...
I cast a wide net with the pube humor.
It's kind of like saying Adele in love songs.
Like,
you're going to get something. Yeah. There's a lot of pube humor.
Yeah.
But
what's it about? Love again? Yeah.
But you know what? This one's from a different angle.
Yes.
So he starts talking, and this girl is talking about it, and then this lady in the back is just like, "Nuh-uh, no."
Oh yeah.
That's my stepdaughter.
No.
And she goes, but then
we were finding out every. Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
She goes, "That's my stepdaughter," and he goes, "Oh, well, now I definitely have to ask." And she goes, "Her daddy's the one paying your salary." That's what he said. And he goes,
salary.
Yeah.
That was the best part. Yeah. Salary.
It's salary.
My weekly.
Yeah. And then Jay has the greatest line where he goes, "Oh, well, let's just ask him. Is he here?"
Yeah.
And which gets me, by the way.
I should ask him if your daughter has pubes.
The only other white guy in the room to cackle out in a very white burst of laughter. I'm like, and then it just started getting weird. And then it like Jay started stoking the fires where he was like, "Guys, what are you gonna do? What am I gonna say at the Klan rally on Thursday?"
Yeah. There's going to be a lot to talk about at the Klan rally on Thursday.
And it was still funny, and he got out of there where it was like gauging.
Let me tell you something. The white staff murdering with those guys.
Yeah.
They were loving me.
Yeah.
Soder was sitting in the corner with making a face I can only describe as like, "Can we leave right away?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like had a cigarette out.
Throw
and I was
me
like,
the keys.
I was like one of these where I was like, "Jay, cigarettes, you like
Yeah,
these?"
I do. Let's go out for those.
Oh,
As I'm
call that.
walking out, the guy who paid me, who's paying me, is apologizing. Remember this?
Yeah.
And asking
by
me
the
if
way-
I'll come back.
It's the guy whose daughter, whose wife started all this.
He goes, she don't remember. I think the stepmother literally threatened to fight me. I think she literally said I would fight you.
It was great. And I'm like, and this is after Jay and I have already done a show. And so then we go out front.
We did a great show, too. It was a theater.
So much fun.
We did a great show. Yeah, it was and the guy offered me a couple $100 to come do it. But then remember, I went back up on stage. Because remember the guy? He went up on stage and started like apologizing for him. And he goes, it's a guy I know, by the way, who I've looped in this business by simply performing outside of shitty shows and bars in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He gets the microphone. Remember that? And he was like, "Hey, man, you know, doesn't always go good at your work, too, man. When you just first started your job, you weren't very good at it either." That's when I went on stage. I was like, "Well, just started your job." I've like looped you in this business, you dummy.
Yeah.
Like, you paid me to come here and do the show because this show just sucks. The fucking crowd sucks.
It did lead
I think
us.
that guy died.
He did die.
Did he?
I think so. I think I heard he died.
Good riddance.
What? But then we were out front, and that led to the lady just coming down. And
Yeah, we're already in rare form. The only thing, and this is, by the way, we have to go, and this is going to be the last thing I'll say as homage. The only thing that was able to pick us up out of that shitty feeling of what happened at that show.
Yep.
Was we went back to my mom's house that night. Spent the night there.
Big old joint.
Big old joint.
Had some Wawa.
Had a little Wawa sandwich, and we watched Nick Cannon's first special, Mr. Showtime.
Can I tell you this right now? When we found it on demand,
I remember y'all doing that.
we were saved. That was the hardest I've laughed for 60 minutes. Jay had me at one point where I thought I was going to shit my pants.
I think my mom woke up at one point and started enjoying it with us because there was like no point in going back to sleep. We weren't going to be quiet.
It was so goddamn, and it was like a driving rainstorm that night. That's why we stayed in
Everything,
Philly.
yeah.
And then I remember getting so high and watching that Nick Cannon special and laughing my ass
Man, we
off.
had a great time. We really had a great time. Thank you, Nick Cannon.
Yeah,
I
we
was
had a
last.
great
I owe
job,
that
Nick
guy.
Cannon.
And we had a great time with you, Nate.
Hey.
Remember
glad
that
to
time?
be
Remember that story of that time you weren't there?
The time I was, I know. Like, do you know what's funny? I do remember y'all tell me the story. I remember you tell me y'all watched that thing.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Well, go see Nate Bargatze at the Stress Factory tomorrow night, Friday, and Saturday.
Yes.
StressFactory.com, right?
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
At Nate Bargatze.
At Nate Bargatze.
Bargatz.
One of my favorite people, one of my favorite comedians.
Dude, old friend of mine. And I love him so much, and I'm so happy when he's in town. And I really, nothing but, even in the short time, I guess, relatively, that we live right next to each other and everything.
Yeah.
a million and one stories, man. I absolutely love it.
So you're always welcome to come back on the Bonfire.
Hey,
I
thanks.
will be where Nate's from. I'll be in Nashville Friday and Saturday at Zany's. 2 shows. You did it. You had a great time?
Yes, I'm just in town, New York, to stand in the Comedy Cellar this weekend. Friday. Next Saturday, the 19th, I will be with Dan. We will be doing the Impractical Jokers Christmas Gala at Susquehanna Bank Center in Camden, New Jersey. It's basically the Philadelphia show right over the bridge from Philadelphia. That is going to be an amazing event. I have a bunch of dates coming up. I have Laughing Skull Atlanta coming up in January. A whole bunch of things. I'm going to the Sketch Fest in San Fran. And also in January, I'll be on the Impractical Jokers Cruise. And SiriusXM has a chance to win a trip for 2 to the Impractical Jokers Cruise. What you have to do is go on SiriusXM.com/Impractical Jokers before December 14th for official rules and to enter. The one, and there's only one grand prize, will be a trip for 2 on the Impractical Jokers Cruise, including round-trip airfare for 2 to Miami, 1-night hotel stay, and a cabin for 2. And the beauty is there is no purchase necessary.
We'll see you on Monday.
We'll be live Monday, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Crackle, crackle.